And I said, you can keep it. I'm going to go tell people about Jesus. And my head coach was like shocked. Could not even like fathom that was something I would say.
What's up, GP Nation? It's your boy RJ hosting Going Public. Welcome to season 2. Tonight we got a special guest, my friend Blake, aka PB, aka Pastor Blake. Pastor Blake, what's up, man? How are you?
What's up?
What's up, dude? Thanks for coming on.
Of course.
And you just live right by, right? So
I do really.
So it's convenient for you?
Yeah.
Appreciate that. It wasn't for me. It was like almost an hour.
Dang.
Yeah. So.
And I was late.
You were, but it's all right. We got a surprise for you later. So, man, just introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you, and then we'll just kind of get into everything.
Oh my gosh, where to start? Well, my name's Blake. I'm a pastor, as he said. We just moved, me and my family. I'm married to Demi. We've married 3 years, going on 4 years. 2 kids, 11-year-old named Charlie, who's my bonus kid.
Okay.
Inherited Charlie whenever I got married to Demi. So I had 2 yeses I had to make when we got married. And then my youngest, Bodie, he's a year and a half, and he is single-handedly the reason why I'm getting gray hairs in my beard. He's just crazy, man. I just trying to keep up with all of it, you know? But yeah, we moved to Dallas back in November. I'm the Connect Group pastor. I'm basically the Swiss Army knife pastor. Like, throw everything at him, like 4th and 6th grade, take it on.
I didn't know that until just recently.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, so you're 4, 5, 6, Connect
groups.
And then whatever else.
And then I guess just being a pastor itself is a job in and of itself. Just, just take care of everybody. Like, make sure things are good,
I'm disappointed that Bodie's not here, though. Like, you only got invited because of my friendship with Bodie.
That's probably true.
No, it is true. So he's the one that got the invite to the barbecue coming up. But no, man, I really do appreciate it. I know when we first connected, it was at a Tuesday night prayer. And for some reason, it was just an instant connection. I thought we bonded real well and vibed. And so just kind of wanted to bring you on. And you started to share some stuff about, man, I'm a stepdad, but you use bonus dad. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was a cool approach because a lot of people say stepdad, but you use bonus dad. And so if we could kind of like your story, how you came up in the church, and then we'll get to that bonus dad structure.
I got you. Yeah. I was born in the church. And I mean born in the church, I mean like baby Jesus in the Christmas play.
Stop.
Born in the church. Like, only thing I ever knew.
Big church, small church, or what?
It was a medium sized. It was, if big church is what we're at right now, it was a small church.
Okay, how small?
In East Texas, it was.
My small is we had 50 in the sanctuary.
It was probably like 250, 300.
Oh, so okay.
So it was like for a small town, big church.
Okay.
But yeah, I was born in that church. I grew up in it. Was part of the youth ministry there. I mean, even, you're in kids' church. I was the one kid underneath the table not listening and like being like the rambunctious. I was Bodie.
Okay.
Growing up, and every time the doors were open, I was in there. Wednesday night, Sunday morning, like just anything and everything that they had. It was just such a core thing to my life. My parents, they had a child before me who passed away early, like a week after she was born. Oh, wow. And so that community just like rallied around my parents. And so it was like, that was their place because of what those people were for them. So for me, it was almost like I never got to grow up away from it. Like, people to this day in that same city would be like, I remember changing your diapers. And I'm just like, that's so strange for you to say to me. I'm a 33-year-old man. I have children of my own. That's weird. Anyway, but yeah, born in church. I was part of youth ministry there. And it was just some of the most formative years of my life. My best friend, when we were 12, got into an accident. He went underwater for 23 minutes. Wow. He's been in like a coma-like state for the past 23 years. And so, man, it's been that moment alone just like brought me to a place where I had to grapple with this whole faith thing. Like, is God real? Because if he's good, I have to redefine what good means. If he's all powerful, I have to redefine or understand, what does that even mean? Like, how does my best friend go through this? Yeah. And how do I reconcile this, and how do I put the scriptures that have been taught in Awanas, that you memorize to get candy, and like, how do I,
Awanas is
it
wild.
Stuck to me.
Yeah.
It just stuck to me. And I was like, man, I read Romans 8 and it says you work all things for good. I see no good in this. Like, how are you making that make sense? And through just a crazy couple, experiences within youth ministry, like Disciple Nows, the lock-ins and stuff, where I had real moments and interactions with God that really marked my life, where I came out of that season and through that time with like a faith that was mine, not my parents, not one that was like, just kind of fake, but you're in church, you don't really know it. No, it was like, I knew God, like I knew him, like in a deep way, a deeper way than most kids know, started leading Bible studies and stuff like that with my football team in high school and all my friends. I was kind of like the church kid. I didn't really have like the horror story in high school. Like I was an athlete. I played football and baseball, and I played college in both of those sports. And my nights consist of like going and hitting 500 balls off a tee in a batting cage, and then, reading my Bible, going to sleep, going to school, like just being, I was after my dreams, and I was after the thing I felt like God had called me to. But yeah, that's kind of my growing up story. College and all that took a different turn, but I could go into that.
Man, no, that's neat, because I didn't know we had that. So I got saved 2001. I was young, right? Didn't do anything or whatever, and then fell in love with Jesus, so to speak, I thought, right? Really fell in love with the church community. And that's how my nights consisted of. Like, I had a curfew at 9:00, right? And so I would go, I bought my own first Bible, but I started going to church because I was attracted to the girl, right, from school that went to youth group.
Makes sense.
Yeah, right. It makes sense. That's the best ones, right? And then, I was in bed at 9:00, on my parents' cordless phone, talking to my friends or reading my Bible. Like, it was nothing fancy or cool or entertaining in high school. And then like you said, college, I was trying to find myself as well.
Yeah.
And I challenged my faith a little bit. And then I also just compromised who I was, But so now tell me about just Demi. Because that's what I really want to talk about, is how that happened. Because what we shared when I popped up at the office, what we shared is something that has always just kind of just pulled me to re-asking those questions, like how you met her, how you said yes, why you said yes, and what was going through your minds before you did say yes.
Yeah. Man, honestly, our story is so crazy. Even through like 3 years of marriage, marriage, you got your ups and downs and all the different things, and you have your questions about like your relationship and everything. And for me, I think our story, me coming back to how she even was part of my life at all, is all God. Like every way I look at it, it's just back and forth, like his hands in it. Like, they talk about the invisible string, that whole thing where it's like, you go to Disney World and your parents take a photo and you're in it and your wife's in it in the background. You have no idea. Like, it's like that type of interactive, like in the details, if that makes sense. So for college, for me, that's kind of how I met Demi. We both weren't at SFA at the beginning. SFA was Stephen F. Austin. It's in my hometown. I wanted to be anywhere but there. So I played baseball for 2 years at a junior college, just kind of jumped into that life. And I made a lot of decisions that were just like leading me down a path. I was kind of ashamed of who I was.
Yeah. And
so I just got back to come like this idea of like, if I can just get home, if I can just get around church, it'll be better. So I transferred back to SFA into Nacogdoches, and I switched sports. So I went from playing baseball to playing football at SFA. I walked on, made the team.
Just like that?
Yeah, I got recruited out of high school, but it was funny. I signed a football scholarship originally in high school. My senior year, I had like this breakout, like huge year, unanimous first team all district. Like I should have been all state. I led like the state in multiple categories, like stolen bases, extra base hits, like stuff like that. And it was just like the only year that I did that. The other years were like, this is just one of those things that just like was the right time. And I thought I was going to get drafted. Like I had it in my heart, like I'll go JUCO, get drafted. I talked to a couple scouts, like, and when you talk to scouts, that means nothing. But I thought I'm definitely going to go and make it to the league now. And so I went the junior college baseball route, and I was playing well. I just didn't like who I was. And so I called the baseball coach at SFA, and I was like, hey man, like I want to transfer early. So normally baseball season is in the spring. So junior college has 2 seasons. They have the fall season and then the spring season. So after the fall season, I just was like, hey, I need to get out of here. And so I just made the call to that guy who I had known, who I did like hitting lessons with as a kid. So I like had a relationship with the guy. And basically he said, yeah, come on. But then the caveat was, oh, we don't have a scholarship for you. We won't have one until next year, so you have to wait for it. Which if you transfer and you walk on and you make the team, they're not going to give you any money because they already got you. Right. It's like a job. They're going to give you a raise because you're doing your job well. It's like, that kind of thing. So I said, well, I'm going to go play football then. So I just called the coach that recruited me out of high school and was like, hey, like, you still got room for me? And he's like, I thought you were a baseball player now. I was like, no, I still got that dog in me, And I walked on and I made the team.
That's what's up.
At defensive back, which is hilarious because I was pretty light complected to be a defensive back.
Yeah, for sure.
And I made the team, like, surprisingly. Okay. And I ended up, like, traveling with, like, not just, like, made the team as a walk-on. Like, I played. Like, I came in my first year, I'm playing special teams.
Right.
I'm backing up a couple of guys. I'm kind of in, like, a couple different positions. I played that year. In that spring, God does like a crazy work in my life. So I transfer mid-spring. I make the team in the spring. I play the fall. In that spring, God like radically changes my life. Okay. I went to this thing called Passion, which is a young adult gathering in Atlanta. Thousands of people.
Passion one day.
Yeah. Passion conference. I went to the whole deal. And so, I went because a girl. I was chasing a girl on one of the teams, and I mean, she just disappeared ultimately. Like during this, I was like, okay, I'm not even here for her. I'm here for this.
Right.
And man, the most marking moment of my life up to that point, Francis Chan, he was huge at this time. It was like crazy love. I had no idea who he was. I wasn't in church like that at that point in time. I was around it, kind of living a double life, but I wasn't, didn't have YouTube and all that yet. It wasn't a thing. And he preached this message about Jose and Gomer. And if you know the story, God calls this man, Jose, who's a prophet, to go marry a prostitute to kind of show how he has loved the people who have been with him, but now have abandoned him and gone after the gods of other nations and things like that. Yeah. And he's telling this story. And to me, that personified my college experience. I knew God. I loved God. I led Bible studies. I was in a youth ministry. I went on mission trips. Like I prayed for people. It was real to me. Yeah. And then I got to college and I was sick of being alone, sick of going to church by myself, being on a team of like baseball guys who are degenerates. Like, it's like, dang, how do I even fit in this world? I just got tired of hitting balls off a tee every night by myself. And so I jumped in a lifestyle that I knew was wrong. Felt so much shame and conviction during it. And I was just like, God, I don't think I can come home, because I felt like I had like known better. The grace for a lot of people is like, I didn't know any better and God showed me, but no, I knew better and I was doing worse, and I was like, I got to get right. I got to like, it turned into this workspace. Like, oh, well, I can't even approach him yet. I need to like, stuff's got to be like 6 months, a year off of me before I even try. And God at that moment was just like, you can come home. And dude, I broke. Thousands of college students around me. And I like in my seat, I'm on my knees, bawling my eyes out and say, God, whatever you want from my life, it's a yes. Wow. And from that moment, I went back to SFA. Okay. At that time, my friends were all going to Panama City for spring break to party. And my mom was like, I'm not paying for that. So I was like, okay, well, I have to go get a job. So I started bouncing at a bar, which is hilarious that I was bouncing at a bar to save money for that. And at that time, I had this radical moment. I'm not going to Panama anymore. It's not happening. Yeah. And so I'm leaving my house to go to class one day, and I walk past our Baptist Student Ministry, BSM, and they had this sign called for Beach Reach, just like this mission trip that you go on spring break, you drive drunk people around, and you like tell them about Jesus. You're a buzzkill, basically. Okay. And I walk past this sign. It's crazy, right? It's like, hey, let me pick up this drunk guy and tell him about Jesus while he's like
sex hunt in college.
That's wild. That's wild.
Find people who are having sex in the parking lot, shine a spotlight on them, throw flour on them, and then throw some Jesus tracks, right? Like these little paper Jesus tracks. I swear, I can't make this up, but go ahead, keep on. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Crazy. We did not throw flour on anybody though. Wow, that's crazy. That's wild, RJ.
I can't make it up, bro. We almost got beat up multiple times. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then one time it was one of our friends that we caught. Like,
no.
It was wild, but go ahead, keep on.
That's wild. Oh my gosh.
That's what we call sex hunting. Yeah.
That's crazy. The title is also wild. I was like, where are you going with this? That's great. That's great. Probably could use that, more of that.
So you're a buzzkill to these.
So I'm a buzzkill. Yeah. I end up going on this trip. Like the whole, even getting into it was crazy. I was like talking to myself, like in my mind, I'm like, there's no way. Like I saw this sign and I was like, you should go in there. Was what the thing inside of me prompted, like a voice, which now knows the Holy Spirit calling me.
Right. And
I just was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And so that day I forgot my phone. I forgot my keys. Literally my keys were in the door, and I'm a phone keys wallet guy.
Okay.
And I forgot my homework. So I had to go back to my house, which was like a block from this spot. So I had to go past it 6 times. And every time I was prompted by that voice, and I was like, okay, fine. I walked in there and I was like, hey, so what's this trip about? Like, I didn't even care at this point. I was just like, hey, what's up with this trip? And the guy, he was like, hey, we need to take that down. It's been, we've shut off like applications and all the stuff. Like we're going like 2 weeks from now. Like we're not taking anybody else. Okay. I was like, okay, I guess I'm crazy. So I'll go to walk out the door, and the BSM director walks out of his office, grabs my arm and says, hey, for some reason, I feel like you're supposed to go on this trip.
Wow.
And the reason I go into that whole story is like the timing of God. In that, me going to that trip I had a moment where I'm sitting there and I'm telling these guys about Jesus and about like who I was not even 3 months before, lost and not wondering if I could come home, and talking to these guys who had the same story, and they were just out drinking like I was going to go to Panama because they were looking for something. And in that moment, in the backseat of a van, I'm telling them about the God who changed my life. And I have dudes crying, telling their girlfriend, go without me to the bar. I'm hanging out with this guy. Like it felt like out of all the moments, every home run, every, walk off, or every huge tackle, or the crowd's going crazy, like paled in comparison to this moment of like, this is what I was made for, to tell people about Jesus. Like, this is it. This is the epitome of what life could be. And I came back from that trip, and I just felt like the light switch had gone off. Like football was just over. It wasn't even an option anymore. So I just went into my coach's office. Before that, I sat in my locker, and I was like, God, am I supposed to quit? And I, clear as day, heard the same voice that I heard when I was supposed to go into that, BSM, like the sign thing. I made you for more than this. And I was like, all right. Took my pads off. I went into my coach's office. Head coach and defensive coordinator are there. And I'm like, hey, can I talk to y'all for a second? And like, yeah, we're actually about to call you in here. And I said, hey, I'm done. And they're like, what? You're about to like play this next year. Like, you're one of our guys that we're thinking about giving a scholarship to. Like, think about it. The moment as a walk-on, you're like, oh, this is the moment where everybody is excited. You're getting put on scholarship. And I'm in that moment. They didn't tell me I was on scholarship, but it was like,
you knew
they're like, it's coming.
Yeah.
And I said, you can keep it. I'm going to go tell people about Jesus. And my head coach was like shocked. Could not even like fathom that was something I would say.
Because Stephen F. Austin's not a Christian school.
No, definitely not. It was known for sex, fun, and alcohol. When I was in college, it was the number one. SFA. Yeah. It was the number one, like, I don't say it was distributed by Keystone Light, was the number one consumer of that in the entire country.
Wow.
Nacogdoches, Texas. This tiny town with college in it and a retirement community. Number one consumer of Keystone Light. You remember the whole Keystone, that whole thing? I'm telling you, I would pull up at parties, and it was in U-Hauls, like 30 packs, just like stacked up to the ceiling. It was just like debauchery, like the craziest place. And anyway, all that to say, I quit, and I had no idea what I was going to do. And so I was just like, okay, God, you got it. And we get down to, school's about to start that summer, and I'm working 2 jobs. Still nothing. I have no idea where I'm going.
Okay.
And I just sit there and I'm praying. God, you told me, what am I supposed to do? And I for some reason I went on Facebook. And at that time, Facebook wasn't cool anymore. It was like Instagram was the thing, right? Twitter, right? Yeah. And I go on Facebook and I find a blog post from one of these dudes that I went to high school with, that I actually went on mission trips with. And I'm reading about where he had been doing this summer internship. It was in San Francisco, California. And I like go and read 20 of these blog posts, 3 hours worth of reading.
Okay.
And I'm just like, all right. So I go on their website. In the top banner, it says, now open our 9-month ministry internship. It had been posted that day. And I called, I put in the application. I had a phone call the next day. The day after that, I was going to San Francisco, California. This was 2 weeks before school was about to start. Like, I'm not registered for classes. I'm going to look like an idiot. Yeah. I quit football, and where am I going? Right. And God was like, and here's the kicker. The exact same place that Francis Chan was serving. Same ministry.
Are you serious?
And I didn't know till I got there.
That's crazy.
It's like the full circle moment. Mm-hmm. And even funnier than that, like, I knew who Francis Chan was. My mom had given me like Crazy Love to read before that whole thing happened. And I read it in a dorm room, and I remember him talking about it. And it all flooded back. And I was like, oh my gosh, God was after me to this place this whole time. So I say all that to say, I take a year off from college. Okay. Demi, at the same time, is pole vaulting. My wife is just absolutely amazing. State champion.
That's my birthday gift from her. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah. She needs to get you pole vaulting. That'd be great. I haven't even done it yet, so we'll have to do it together.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll probably die. I'm 41 years old.
You got it, bro. You got it.
I don't know about that. Yeah, but go ahead. Keep on.
She's just this amazing athlete. Her dad was the U.S. champ in pole vaulting, like forever ago, still holds records at Baylor. Like, pole vaulting was like in her genes. And she once stayed as a high school kid, went to Kansas, KU, was jumping at the Big 12 championships, and found out she's pregnant. And so she, living a life, obviously very similar to the life that I was living, but just had a moment. Just had a moment where she was faced with this decision, like, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant at the height of my career. Like, what do I do? And even in her own story, she did what a lot of people wouldn't these days. She kept the baby, even though she wasn't really in the relationship with the guy. Wow. It was very new. And she's like, I'm going to do this, and just rolled the dice on her athletic career. And so Kansas basically didn't give her a shot. She was pregnant, took a year off, and because they didn't give her a shot, wouldn't even open the indoor facility to her, she was looking for a place to go. And funny enough, her dad's coach, his son, was also a pole vault coach at SFA. So Demi, through that year off, having Charlie was the exact same time I was having my year off. So I come to SFA for my senior year, and Demi's at SFA for that same year. I'm part of a kind of long story, even where I ended up through that. Before I went to San Francisco, I was part of this super small men's Bible study. It was like 3 dudes in a dorm room. Okay. And I went, and it was a couple of my friends that I had connected. One was a football player. He stayed at my house over the summer, and another guy who was in band, funny enough, but ended up doing like video stuff. And so we kind of created like a friend group, and they started a Bible study, and I would come to it. And there were times that I was like, I don't think this is correct. Like, cause I grew up in church, and so I knew Bible, but there's something about their life that was so different than mine, where it felt like they had a real thing with Jesus. And I was like trying to get back there. And so I just was gravitated towards it. And as I'm leaving to go to San Francisco, that group meets, and they decide, let's make it co-ed. And so they end up inviting a lot of our other athlete friends. It's like 30 people in a house. Okay. Over the course of me being in San Francisco, it grows to about 100. I come back that next year, and I'm like a leader in that thing, and it grows to 250 people in a house. Goodness. Like, and it's just like college ministry that just exploded. So that's kind of what I'm doing when I came back. I'm a part of that. And I meet Demi just walking to our class, kinesiology, like a kinesiology building. And I see her, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this girl, she's bad. Like, I'm like, I think the line that I said to her was like, hey, I just need to know your name. Like, that was what it was. I was like, hey, like, I don't know, I just need to know your name. Yeah. And she's like, oh, I'm Demi, whatever. And then I recognized, oh, you're that pole vaulter girl. Like, you've been killing it. And she's like, oh yeah, whatever. And then like runs away, like, and then avoids me for the next amount of time that we're in college. Like, that's my interaction with her. Okay. We follow each other on Instagram, and that's the extent of it. I basically finish college. I go to seminary. I do that. I come back. I'm a college pastor of that same college ministry. That's 250 students. Like, I came back as the pastor of it. Okay. And, I'm doing that for 5 years. And Demi through the course of just life, is in Nacogdoches. She had essentially been the national champion in pole vault, which is absolutely insane. She set the indoor record all time for height for women. She had been doing, pro track and field. She had done like the world championships, US champs. And she just was killing it. And then, some stuff happened, and she actually had to step away from pole vault for 4 years. Then her mom got leukemia. And so she was trying to figure out, how do I take care of my mom, and all the stuff's going on. And she ends up back in Nacogdoches at the exact same time I'm back in Nacogdoches. And I'm kind of just living my life doing ministry, and out of nowhere, she'd been there for a couple of years. I'd never seen her. Yeah. I see her at like this restaurant, and she stands up and she waves at me, and I hit her with the
not the eyebrows too.
I did the me. I did the me, like for real. And she was like, yeah. And then came over and gave me a hug, and I was like, whoa. Yeah. Gave me a hug. We're hugging now. Right. Like the dude you saw once and blew me off. Like, but we know who each other are. Like, and I might have DM slid multiple times and got like ghosted like every time. Like it was.
Let's take that might out. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, we'll take that part out. Just cut this. Leave
shoot
that
or
out.
shoot.
Yeah, I just was shooting. Yeah. But little did I know how God was in the background. We had a staff meeting at this. It was like a brewery, but they had like a coffee food truck thing, and we went up there for a staff meeting one day, and Demi lived in the house right next to the brewery. Had no idea. She looks out of her window and sees me, and I'm just like single, living my life. Like this is before Texas froze over. And at that time I was in a place where I was like, hey, I was talking to a couple elders in my church. I was like, hey, look guys, I'm like getting older. Like I want to be married. I'm not going to date one of these college babies. Like I'm about to move to Dallas. That was the move.
Okay.
And as I'm literally leaving to go to Dallas after this freeze happened to like go job hunt, I get a DM from one of my friends from high school that I haven't talked to in years. And they hit you with the, hey, are you single? And it's like, okay, what ugly friend do you have to hook me up with? Like it's just right. Like, or what other desperate friend that's also ugly single with this, yeah, what I'm saying? Like, right. And I'm just like, oh, here we go. And she's like, I got a friend that's interested in you. And I was like, I'm sure you do. Everybody does. Right. Yeah. And she's like, I think you might like her. And I was like, okay, who is she? She's like, well, she's a mom. And from that context, I was like, the only person that I know of that meets the criteria of is Demi, that you're friends with. And so I said, is it Demi? Like multiple question marks. And she's like, yeah.
Cross your fingers, right?
And I was like, please God. And I was like, I've had a crush on that girl since college. And it's been 7 years since that initial conversation to when that DM happened. 7 years.
Wow.
Of like, faithfully just like being single, being a pastor, going to school, doing all the things. It was just like
no relationships in between that.
There might have been, there's interest, but it just always felt like this isn't it. Like there wasn't enough to make anything serious. Yeah, it was just like you go on a couple of dates and you're like, oh, you're great. It's just the thing's not there, And just, man, for Demi, her story is so crazy. I wish she could just come and tell it. She this girl had endured so much, man, like to carry so much. And to be a person and get kicked in the teeth by life and still get up and still like do amazing things. Like to be at the height of your career, at the Big 12 championships, you find out that you're pregnant, you take a year off, you come back and you win a national championship with a baby. Like you're holding your child as you're winning the national championship, as you're setting records. Like, wow. Not only that, it's like you get to the height of that and then it gets taken from you. And then not only that, your mom gets sick. And she passes away. And it was just like, dude, this girl has something in her. She just doesn't have quit in her. And I think from early on, I always prayed, God, I want the real thing with you. And I know the real thing is hard. It's not just easy all the time. Like I know that there's like difficulty attached. And I don't want to sign up for an easy thing because there's no glory in that. There's no beauty in that,
Sure.
And, there was something about Demi that was just undeniable. That was just like, this girl's different. She wasn't a church girl. She didn't have like all the pastor's wife stuff. And that's what I loved about her. Cause she was just so honest. She would ask questions about things like, why do you do that? Like, why is that bad? I don't understand that. And she challenged me on things that like I don't think anybody else would have had the guts to challenge me on.
Yeah.
And she just made me better. And I just like the way that she talked to me. She challenged me in a way and like convinced me there was things that I could do. Like I remember there was a time that I was kind of in a way with some people that I really cared a lot about, but I didn't really know how to fix the situation. I was like, oh, do I have the hard conversation or do I not? Yeah. And I was just telling her, I was like, I just don't know what to do. And she said, if anybody knows what to do, it's you. And if anybody can do it, it's you. And so I went and had that hard conversation off the confidence that she breathed into me. And I was like, that's the person that I need in my life, because I'm going to be a person that's going to chase after hard things. And I'm going to have somebody with me that's going to say, if anybody can do it, it's you. And that's just like what, to me, was just like this apparent, it's her.
All right. And so you moved to Dallas, Connect Group pastor. Tell us about that. Like how, because I know you as a friend, like, and that's how I introduce people to you, is like, hey, this is my friend Blake, who's also known as Pastor Blake. But for me and you, it's like friendship before pastoral. And I know like some of the things you got to deal with is insane. Like, so how do you like be Blake and be Pastor Blake?
That's a good question. You know, I don't think I've ever separated the two. Mm-hmm. You know, I think I've just always approached it like, I want to be the most consistent human being that I can in every space that I am, pastor or not. Like, I don't want it to feel like I'm anything else than what I am, like the true, authentic version of myself.
Yeah.
And to every single person, they get that out of me, you know? And I would hope that God has done enough of a work in my heart that I'm Pastor Blake everywhere that I am. And it's not that you feel this pressure of like, oh, this dude's like doing a function of like pastoring me. It's like, no, this dude's just very caring and just very like loves Jesus and is very apparent. He cares about me. And I like this guy. He's funny. He's a real person. And I think that's how pastors mess up. Like, I think they want to separate these two things as if it's like a costume to wear or like a personality to put on, you know?
That's how I messed up. I later found out that my kids and my ex-wife would rather see the Pastor RJ side than RJ side. And my mentor said, dude, you're losing. If that they would rather see the Pastor RJ than Daddy RJ, you're losing. Yeah. And so I totally agree. I think that's where pastors mess up, is they try to perform so much. And that's what I've always just been drawn to. The friendship is, I see that genuine just, all right, you like me or you don't, I'm cool, right? And this is still my calling. But talk about like how you have to handle and navigate. We had the conversation at Chilongo's, right? There's some awkward people, right, that are weird. And we're not saying names or anything, but how do you do that? How do you show love and like redirect them? Like if they want to gossip or if they want to like just get the inside scoop or be noticed, like how do you navigate all of that stuff?
You know, I would like to think I navigate it well all the time.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you. I'll receive that. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think it's just that thing. It's like, what do you want them to do for you? And I think like I've been the immature guy. I've been the one that was seeking approval and looking for attention and looking and finding it all these wrong ways. And when I see somebody like that I'm pastoring or that I'm in a relationship with or I meet, I recognize that and I see myself in them. And I think the moment you can't see yourself in people is the moment where you can separate it and you're like, oh, I'm better than that. I'm different than that. You need to grow up. I'm mature. And I don't even think I got there. I think maybe I'm just a little too critical of myself, maybe that I'm too critical of me to be critical of others.
Wow.
And I'm not saying that like in a putting yourself down way, but just in a truthful state. Like I know I have room to grow. I know I'm not always the person I want to be. I don't show up the way I want to show up all the time. How can I be a person that when all is said and done, they can look back and say, wow, he loved me enough to tell me the truth, but did it in a way that cared for me and put it in a way that I could receive it instead of like, that guy doesn't care about me and how he talked to me, you know? And I think that's just the way Jesus was with me. And I feel like the Jesus that I see is one that loves me enough to confront me, but love me enough to still want to hang out with me. You know, like, it's like, I love you. And that's dumb. Stop doing that. but we're good. You know, like that feel, you know?
I totally agree. I loved how you said that, is that you're too critical of yourself to be critical of somebody else. Man, there's two moments that our friendship grew stronger. You might not know this side, but there was a friend. I made the call to you. I was like, man, how do I approach this dude? Like, I love him, but he's being sloppy and messy. And your direction of how to handle that was very different than what I'm used to. Growing up in church, we go and we slap him on the back of the neck and say, you're not allowed in church no more, right? But you came and you said, hey, like, this is what you need to do. Love him, right? Cover him, but also correct him. And when you advised me to do that with that group of people, that really showed me, okay, dude, like, he's not dismissed. We just got to redirect him, right? And you did it out of love. And I think you saying that you're too critical, now that's me recognizing that, okay, we know this guy's messing up, but do we have to promote, oh, he's messing up? Or do we promote Jesus is still living in you? You still got a calling, and we just want to redirect you. The second one, that one is my heartstring. You knew I was going through the situation with the kids, and I still remember it was culture night, and I didn't want to be there. I was like, gosh, I don't want to be there, but I don't want to be at home because home is lonely. Yeah. The house is too big. Life is falling apart. The screams of doubt, the screams of a season of unlove is really loud in the house. And so I show up at culture night, you know, and Jameson know, like, what's going on with the kids, right? Silence from them, not feeling the reciprocation of love. And I remember I'm there trying to worship. And I think you catch on that I'm trying to, like, press through. Have you ever been in those moments where you're trying to press through? Like, yeah. God, I need you. I'm trying to worship, but I don't feel anything. And then I remember you put your hand on my chest. And it wasn't so much the anointing, and you're anointed, but I felt friendship, right? And I think a lot of people in church don't feel friendship. They feel sometimes judgment because we think we got to have it all together, right? And so a lot of us don't go to the altar when we really want to rush to the altar, but our ego, our shame keeps us standing where we're at. But man, you touched my heart and you touched my chest and you just started praying. And I don't know what you prayed. I promise you I don't. Because the tears had noise, right? The tears were just noise, almost as if a water hose was watering the yard. And I really just want to say thank you for that, because that truly was just a marking of our friendship, is you recognize without me having to say, hey, Blake, I need some prayer. You just said, hey, let me just stand in the gap and just pray over you. And so I think for me, that was the moment where I was like, dude, this is our Connect group pastor connecting. Like, and I think, like, I want to just tell you that moment there, the respect level, not only just because you're a pastor, but as a friend, like, dude, I rock with this dude, like, and now I can tell he rocks with me because he knows the depths of my heart because of the friendship, right? And so I just want to say thanks. And I know you, as a bonus dad, there's some issues sometimes, right? It's hard to navigate life as a dad, and as a bonus dad, and a husband, and like all these titles that you have. How do you, in the hardest times of your life, like when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel stressed, like how do you get out of that?
Golly. Well, one, I think you're really kind to me. Mm-hmm. I think most of my life and anything I do is I just want to show up for people, mm-hmm. because when I needed them most, I felt like God showed up for me. And I didn't really have a ton of people that showed up for me. And I think it's always just been something on my heart, was like, the people that I care about, I want them to question that I care about them. You know, wow. I just want it to be just so known that dude loves me. Mm-hmm. And because that dude loves me, I know that there's a God who loves me too, you know? And so thank you for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think with the rest, man, and like going through hard things, I think the advice that we often hear is that, like, there's this thing that you do and you just bounce back super quick and you just are better than ever. And man, I don't know. I feel like God does a work in you that you have to submit to. And I think it's painful, and it takes failing really poor, like really badly. Yeah. And just deciding to get back up again. Like, there have been so many moments that people don't know about and some people do. And some it's just like the grace of God not to let failure just be out in the open, or like, you know, moments that you don't live up to who you want to be, but the faithfulness of God to let you have those moments like where you don't live up to being a good dad. I have so many moments where I did not handle being a bonus dad well, where the moments where Charlie doesn't show that she loves me and that all I get is the opposite of it. And I respond in like frustration and I'm a little harsh with her. And God, I feel like just grabs me and is like taking me to the principal's office. And I just remember so many times like sitting out on my front porch being like, dang, God, I messed this up, dude. I messed it up.
Yeah.
And then God, the sweetness of his voice to say, then go make it right.
Wow.
And every time just saying, I might have messed up, but just because I messed up doesn't mean I can't go make it right. Mm-hmm. And I think I just let go of the idea of being perfect. I know that that's like kind of how our world wants pastors and, you know, people to be like this presentation of perfection. I'm the furthest thing from perfect. My wife will tell you, friends will tell you, like I'm not. And the one thing I think they would say about me is that I refuse to die in the place of failure or not living up to those things. I'm somebody that's always going to see it and be like, that really isn't good. And I need to change, and I'll do the work to change. And, I think that's how you move forward. I think it's how you get better and become the person you want to be. It's just that you just don't quit, you know?
No, I like that a lot. I think what you said, like when you stepped outside and you're just, God, I need help. Right? I really messed up. And he says, we'll go make it right. I think sometimes in my personal life, I thought because I was the authority, I didn't have to apologize. And now I'm learning in this season of navigating teenagers. Now one's an adult. I'm no better and their voices matter and their feelings matter and they're valid. Selah said something just recently. She said, Dad, I just need a little bit of time. You always told me that my feelings are valid. And that hit because now it's like, man, this is what I told you your entire life. Now I got to listen to what I said. Right. And so, but I'm learning that the Lord allows us places and spaces to go make it right. It might take some time and it might, like you said, take some pain. Yeah. Your heart might hurt, but, it's worth not giving up and going and making it right. So sweet, man. Well, thanks for that segment, dude. It's, you got to come back and you're going to come back with Demi and hopefully the kids too. But, let's tap into, our next segment. Tea time. All right, GP, it's time for y'all's favorite segment, tea time. Tea time. PB, this is where we're going to get cards that have a question on there. No prep time, rapid fire, but we got a twist. Season 2, all the twist. So, our friends at Zalat, we have a pizza called Reaper's Roulette. Check. So one of the pizzas is going to be butt flaming hot. I don't know which one it is. Hopefully I don't get it. But what our team has said, so we'll answer a question and take a bite. And we'll go until somebody gets the hot pizza. You game?
I'm down.
All right.
I'm down.
Okay.
Once we get the hot pizza.
I hope you do. I hope you get on the first question. So the team has said, you're going to ask the question. We got to grab the pizza, bite it, then answer.
Okay.
But it can't be in this baby bite. Like, let's go back to our youth, college, young adult pastor days.
Easy.
And let's do it. All right.
Okay. Let's see it.
You first. I'll ask you first. Yes, sir. So
you can ask me first.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Do I grab it first?
Grab it. Yeah. All right. Let's choose your death. Lord. And jalapenos. Don't be scared now. Okay. Here we go. And I need a big bite too. Okay, here goes. If you could relive 1 year in your life, which would it be?
Do I take a bite right now and then talk while I'm eating? Oh, great. I think we're good.
Well, answer the question.
It was good.
Okay. Oh, he did a 2-biter. Okay.
If I could relive a year in my life.
1 year in your life, which year would it be? Rapid fire.
I feel like I would relive having Bodie. Of a year that had Bodie.
Really?
So 2023?
2023?
Just that moment, it just did something to me that I've never experienced in my whole life.
Nice.
Being dad.
Okay.
I'll have to put this.
We're all starting.
We got to put it somewhere.
We're going Chilangos after this. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. What's been the biggest surprise about leading people versus leading a family? Good catch on the jalapeno there.
It's hot, but it's not like the hot one, I can tell. I'm a wuss when it comes to jalapenos. What's been the biggest challenge in leading people?
In leading a family.
Being okay with not being perfect, like you were saying, and not coming out of a place of performance, but coming out of a place of transparency and vulnerability, and being okay with that they don't like you. Yeah.
The people or your family?
Both. My sister and I just had the conversation last night. We're the black sheep of the family, and we know it, and we own it. But family's harder, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you
see every bit of you in the moment.
And sometimes they're more critical, right, of everything.
Yeah. No, that's good. That could be a whole conversation in and of itself. All right, here we go. I'm up. Let's go. Let's do this.
All right, question 2.
A little wouldn't be.
I hope it's
I'm
it.
gonna take the bite now.
What's been the most challenging moment in your faith journey recently?
No, that's too deep. Maybe it'd be a little too vulnerable. For me, the most difficult part of this whole thing, just staying in ministry, taking care of a family, me taking on a whole family with, pretty much a older kid, and then adding a new one, moving to a new city, all the things, just being able to figure out life, figure out finances, all the different things, and wonder, man, God, how come I haven't arrived yet? How come I'm not where I want to be yet? And while I love so much of what I do, I would say it's incomplete. It's not all that I dreamed. And how do I live in the gap of what I thought it would be and what it actually is?
Wow.
And how long it's taking, and even if that's even what God has in the cards for me. Am I okay being a Connect Group pastor, never preaching again? Like, loving people, loving my family, hanging out with 4th, 5th, it's hot, but it ain't that way.
Okay.
Hanging out with 4th, 5th, and 6th graders, like, while I love those things, it's just, it's almost like you're waiting. We just live in this arrival culture. Once I get here, and for me, I'm just living in the in-between and wondering, can I still trust God and be faithful with what He's put in my hand and give my family the best, the people around me the best, while also be disappointed and not be ungrateful, because I'm grateful, but also, man, God, I thought it's that.
No,
that
I
part,
get you.
You know what
right.
I'm saying? I'm not might not be even words the best way to it because my mouth's hot, but and even eating the whole thing. But
mine too. The jalapeno is burning my sides already.
I think I felt like I believed God would bless me in a different way than what He's blessed me with. Yeah. God's blessed me with difficulty to make me into a better person versus blessing me with ease to make all my dreams come true.
That's so good.
And I think being okay with knowing that God's actually treating me like a son by giving me a harder route than the easier one. Because He builds you.
That makes a lot of sense.
He builds you through the difficulty. He doesn't just, like, when you're blessed and you just get stuff going for you, is that really blessing? Because it's like, man, this stuff could go in a second, but who He's building me into is what matters. Am I okay with Him building me, though? That's my question that I've been struggling with.
Question to me.
I got you. You have a completely free day. What's the first thing you're doing? You got the Reaper?
No. That's
what if I ate the Reaper and didn't think it was hot?
No, they said that's pretty hot though.
Some of that rain.
If I had a free day,
It might be it.
What would I do? It would have looked like a lot of rest, honestly. I don't do the best of taking breaks, and it would be rest, maybe go golfing, and then probably something with the kids, movies or theme park. But yeah.
We got to go golf.
Ready?
100%.
I saw y'all. Dude, that's kind of hot. That's the one. That's the one. Okay.
Is that the one?
I feel it. How do you find authentic friendships while being in the leadership role that you are in?
I got so much in my mouth. Authentic friendships while being in the leadership role. Man, I feel like that's been the struggle for me because I don't struggle to make friends, but to have deep friendships takes work and time. And that's the one thing I don't feel like I have a lot of.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's still probably a struggle for me.
Okay.
Also, the dynamic of having kids and then being married, it's like you have the whole thing of like, does this person have a spouse? Does their spouse connect with my spouse? If not, can we be friends? Like, there's just so many different, layers
Factors
to friendship.
into,
And so for me, I think I have to be okay with it not being every one of them being super, super deep. But I'd say that's hard for me. I don't know if I answered that well, but that's what I had on the moment.
That's all you got. Go for it.
Oh, who's been the most influential voice in your leadership journey?
Repeat that again.
Who's been the most influential voice in your leadership journey?
No diss, because he's my spiritual dad and I love him. It used to be Tim Ross. Now it's my real dad. Of just understanding that my calling doesn't have to look like this person's calling for me to be called.
That's real.
And so I would say my dad, Ruben.
That's awesome.
And that's hot. It's not the one.
Now we're getting down to the last two. It's either you or me, bro. It's roulette now.
Oh, that's hot, but that's a
Which one do you want, bro?
No, I'm not choosing my
Pick your poison.
Yeah, just shoot me. Don't stab me. Shoot me if you're gonna kill me.
Here we go.
That's hot though. Hold up.
I think he might have got it.
How do you? It's hot, but I'm out of there. Okay, how do you balance the demands of ministry with showing up at home? My God.
I think you got it.
Go ahead. I'm out of there. I got it no matter what.
Yeah, either way, you're gone. You're done for. Honestly, I think I'm in that constant struggle because a lot of ministry is connected to dream for me. Because it's like, you're building something, you're a part of something, God's using you. Like, there's like a cool part about that, right? But then on the other hand, it's like, this is my family. This is what matters. And so kind of balancing that, I'd say, has been like probably the hardest thing for me in this season. A man once told me that once you become a father, that your potential now doesn't get put into you, it gets put into your family.
Oh, wow.
And in the moment that you choose one over the other, they don't get to live up to the potential of what they could be. So it's almost like you have to lay your potential down on the altar of my family's potential matters more than my own potential.
Wow.
And that for me has been something that I've struggled with because you want to win, you want to do your stuff, and at the end of the day, I want to leave a legacy, and I think that's my kids, and my wife, and
Well, Bill Johnson says, right, like our ceiling should be our kids' floor.
Yeah,
right?
That's good.
So, oh God, dear God, make me a bird so I can fly far, far away.
What advice would you give someone stepping into spiritual leadership for the first time?
What advice would I give to somebody stepping into leadership? Is find out who they are. And be okay with who they are. I think I just recently heard this was the mentee sometimes tends to want to rush life so much that they don't understand and appreciate the in-between.
That's good.
So if you're mentoring me, I need to appreciate this time because if I catch you, who's going to teach me type stuff. Yeah. And so I would advise people just to find out who they are and become that and stop trying to become something else that they're not.
That's good.
All right, GP, that's it for Tea Time. Once again, continue to submit your questions in. We love them. The link is below. My mouth is burning, so we got to go to the next segment. Later. Here is a new game that we're going to play tonight. It is pick up the mic and preach. Okay. So the team has told me we are going to guess a number, pick a number. I don't know what it is. And based on whatever that number that is going to be an object. And you have 10 seconds to preach about that object and tied, of course, into Christianity.
Okay.
You down?
I'm down. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I haven't preached in a minute, but it'll
be all right. I mean, this is either going to be it or not. It's deal or no deal, right?
Hot or not.
Okay, here we go. Pick a number 1 through 4.
3. Trinity.
Oh,
come on, somebody. I got sweet and low, 0 calorie sweetener. Ooh, man, you know what's great about this and how I get down with sweet and low? Sweet and low can get put into the nastiest drink, nastiest tea that you could ever think of. And just like God, he can put you in the most dirty, nastiest, most ugly situation, but he sprinkles some of that sweet and low spirit on it, and God can make the worst moment of your life a testimony. He can make it something good for the world to drink. Come on, somebody. I wish somebody would let me preach today with this sweet and low.
Can I be poppy?
Celery
Come on now.
No fat. You don't get fat. It got 0 calories. God's stuff ain't fat. It's good for you. Come on. I don't know about sweet and low. I think that causes cancer.
Taste and see that the Lord is good.
Ain't he good? Do I need a text?
Man, do you want me to throw my phone on stage right now?
I'm telling you. Let me.
Unfair. Great.
I try my best.
Okay, 1 through 4. My turn. Let's go 4. I itch relief.
Okay.
Yes, I itch relief. Oh, man. I think a lot of times as Christians, we tend to be okay with the blurred vision of life, right?
Come on.
Seeing things through just the blurry side, being okay with that. But once you tap into the Holy Spirit, once you find out who you are, it's like God becomes that itchy eye relief, right?
Let's go, relieve it.
You close your eyes, you sit with him, and now you see from a completely different lens, right? What you thought was good is not good anymore. What you thought was dead is not dead anymore, right? What was alive is now thriving, right? And so, yeah, Jesus is he is the itch eye relief for the blurred vision of life.
Come on, he take it blurry and make it clear. Come on, somebody.
Yeah.
Freestyle with it.
This is wild, real.
Okay.
All right, you got 1 or 2.
I got to pick number 2.
Ooh, okay.
Derek Jeter number.
Derek, don't ever say
Please
that.
let this not be near. Advanced Care Dry Spray.
I thought that was a bingo marker.
Carrying coconut. This is deodorant, yeah?
Oh.
Man, let me tell y'all something. There is nothing worse than a stanky person. And I'm here to tell you, a lot of people in this world stink physically. Oh, but don't you know, sometimes it takes God just to spray a little deodorant on you to take what was once stinky and make it fresh. Oh, don't you know that God will take you out of the stinkiest situation?
Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
And you walk into a place and people will leave a scent, an aroma of you. And you're like, oh, who was that? I could smell him across the room, and God will put an anointing on you that
I'm playing the organ right now for you.
Come on, somebody. I wish somebody would get the Holy Ghost in here. I'm about to stand up. Give me my mic. God will take you out the field and put that oil on you and get you smelling right. Come on, David. That's my text. Amen. I don't know what that preached, but
that was like it. Oh my gosh. I almost ran to the altar. All right, my turn. Wow. Pen. When you fall in love with Jesus, he's not writing your name in the Lamb's Book of Life in pencil where it can be easily erased. Jesus comes as the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the ink, the permanent, right? Where he's writing your name. He's writing Blake. He's writing RJ. And he's saying, no matter what you've done, I'm going to mark you for life. I'm going to mark you as mine. No matter what you've done, no matter what you've been through, no matter what people say about you, you're mine. Right. And so
pin on it.
Jesus is saying, you know what? I don't want the pencil type relationship. I want the pen relationship with you. I want something that can't be erased because it was my blood that can't be erased. Right. Come on. Right. It was my blood. AKA it was this pen that says, you know what I did on Calvary, I'll do it again today for you. Thank you.
Like Andy.
And I caught that joker.
Toy Story.
Toy Story. Andy, RJ, Blake. He marks you as yours.
Come on. Won't he do it? Look at God.
That is why you're still a pastor and I'm not. But you know what?
I think I did that great. But
you did an amazing job. PR. If you're not watching this, you need to watch this. And you know what? We're going to push this. Not only are you going to start speaking at Stag more, you're going to be on stage, and I'm going to be front row, right? Yeah. So, all right, now it's time for my favorite segment called Mic Flip. This is where I become the guest and the guest becomes the host. So, Blake, welcome to Going Public. You can ask me whatever you want, and it's my turn to go public.
Man, I feel like I have so many questions.
Oh, just one.
The one question that I'd have is most people, when they know you, all your background context, all the things, man, what has kept you? I talked earlier about not giving up, not quitting. What has kept you in the fight of being the man, husband, father, all the things with all that you've been in the past?
Yeah.
How have you stuck with it and been like, I'm not giving up on God in this? Ooh. I feel like that would be easy to quit. So what's been the driving force for you in that?
there's an old song, old hymn. If we both grew up in church, it's I know that I know that I know that I know, right? It's I can't get away from that. April 6, 2001, I know I had an encounter with God. And it wasn't, like you said, it wasn't my parents' faith. It wasn't my grandparents' faith. It wasn't my girlfriend's faith. It was mine. I had that encounter. And so as much as I wanted to run, he chased me and I couldn't forget. And so giving up was never a question. Testing my faith and asking God, are you really it? Those moments happened, but the give up was not a question because I couldn't forget the moment. Like I said, April 6, 2001, asked the Lord to come into my life, baptized in the Holy Spirit, and felt called to the ministry all in one day. And so it was like God kept me underwater, right, and just held me for a long time to make sure that I understood it. And then he confirmed it with other people. And so just not forgetting that moment of what he did for me has allowed me never to give up. My life has looked different based on different titles that I've carried, but that relationship has always stayed because I can't forget that moment.
That's great.
So sweet. Well, that is it for Mike Flip. We loved you coming on. We might have you as a guest host. I mean, you dress the best. So, yeah,
I'll take that
for sure, man. Blake, thank you so much for coming on, dude. It's been a blessing to my life. You've been a blessing to my life and to the kids. And, the way I've been able to just see you in different, venues, right, of life, not just when we go to like the comedy shows or church or we lunch together, whatever. Man, I've just seen you just show up, like you said, and you answer when I call, right? Or you allow me to interrupt staff meeting. Well, because I come with cupcakes, right? But man, I just want to say thank you. As a friend, it means a lot that you show up for me, not only as a pastoral voice, but a friend voice that says, no matter what you're going through, I'm going to get in there with you. And so, man, thank you so much for coming on. You'll be back. I promise you, you'll be back. But GP, hey, do us a favor. Go follow this guy on all socials. What's your handle?
Blake, 2_ Farrell, Farr.
Blake _ Farrell. The link is below. Man, do him a favor. Go follow him. You don't post that much.
I need to get better at it.
You're going to get better now. You're going to get better now because all these followers are coming after you. But GP, do us a favor. Go follow him. Your life will be blessed. And then do us a favor. Go like, share, comment on this episode. And most importantly, go subscribe. Hey, thanks again. We'll see you guys next Thursday. Later.